Ever think about setting up a homestead from scratch? Well, our plan to do just that is coming up right now. That was me in January of this year. It's December, and we're going to tell you how we did our first year homesteading and what goals we got accomplished, and we're going to do that right now. Hi, this is Todd from Sniping, Rhino, and in today's video we're going to talk about some of the goals we had at the beginning of this year and what we got accomplished now that it's December of this year. If you haven't done so, make sure and check out our Homestead 2019 plan. We'll have a link for that in the description below. And while you're there, make sure and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our homestead related videos. We had a lot of lofty goals for our first year homesteading. We didn't have any animals, we didn't have any infrastructure, we had a lot of maintenance that we had to do, we had a lot of work we had to do for our garden, and there was a lot of things we wanted to get done. Unfortunately, we found out real quickly that those things cost money, and being a retiree on a fixed income, some of those things we're having to put off. So let's talk about some of the goals that we did get accomplished. No homestead is truly a homestead until you start getting animals. And with the exception of my dog back there and a couple cats, we don't have any animals yet. The big thing we got accomplished is that we got livestock. As I said before, a homestead just isn't a homestead unless you have livestock. And so we ended up with goats, we ended up with pigs, we ended up with chickens, we ended up with ducks, we ended up with rabbits, and we ended up with bees. And I'll tell you, there was a ton of things we've learned this year. In fact, I'll put links to all the different playlists for those different livestock that we had in the description below so that you can check them out. The biggest key to getting all those animals is that we needed to have the infrastructure. And so we got a lot of fencing put up this year. I had never put up fencing before, so I learned a lot this year on the proper way to and to not put up fencing. But we got some fencing in. It wasn't quite what we wanted done. We originally had wanted a bunch of small fields, but again, cost told us that for right now, we needed to do a large field, and we didn't quite get the fencing extended as far out. And I'll show you a little bit of a diagram of what our plan was and what we got accomplished. And the little areas that are marked off are the areas that we didn't get done. And of course, the areas that aren't are the areas that we did get our fencing in. We also got a lot of the structures that the animals need completed this year. Our chicken coop, where our chickens and ducks are, is working out great. That was a great project that me and the kids got to do together. We also got an enclosure for our goats and for our pigs, and of course, there's videos of those on our channel. You can see how we did it. But that really worked out well. That's pretty much the goals that we did get accomplished. What we didn't get done. We didn't get a barn. Trying to look at materials for that, again, we found out that was going to cost quite a bit. And so that's something we're saving up for. We may or may not get to that this coming year. We'll talk about what our goals are in our video beginning of January 2020. But we didn't get that done. We also didn't get to a lot of the maintenance that we needed to get done. Some of the stuff we fixed and it broke again. In fact, right now I think I have 2 vehicles that need to be fixed. I have a bush hog, a finishing mower, our riding lawn mower, our push mower. About the only thing that we have that's working right now is our weed whacker and our chainsaw. We also didn't get to our solar and wind generator stuff. That's stuff that we'll continue to save up for and work on and get to it as we have time. In fact, we'll talk about what our goals to get those accomplished again in January of this year. January of 2020. We also didn't get to our garden area. We were looking at expanding our garden area, and we talked about that in our Homesteading 2019 plan. And when we started getting down to do it, we found out that it was going to require a lot of fill, and it was just, we didn't have the money there to bring the fill in, and it was just too much work to get to it. We also didn't really get to our orchard area. While we had a great harvest of peaches, that was about it. We didn't properly prune the trees, and so we'll talk about what those goals are for that in our 2020 homesteading video. Anyway, our first year of homesteading has had a lot of successes, and not so much a lot of failures, as much as a lot of we didn't get to. But I'll tell you, it's been an amazing experience. If you're thinking of homesteading, I can't tell you enough that it is just an amazing, amazing lifestyle. I get to spend a lot of times with my wife and kids that a lot of people don't get to. And while we didn't get to everything that we wanted, we got all the time in the world, and I'm going to absolutely maximize my time with my family. It's an amazing lifestyle, and be sure and check out our upcoming videos in 2020. We'll be starting out January with what our goals are for this upcoming year. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our homestead related videos. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. Have a great day.